Keir Starmer took the helm of the Labour Party with a promise of change. His ascension marked a significant shift in the party's direction, a new chapter that many hoped would bring stability and renewed vigor. Starmer, a former lawyer with a reputation for meticulousness and integrity, was seen as a beacon of hope for a party that had been through turbulent times. He vowed to steer the party away from the turbulent waters of the Corbyn era, which had been marked by internal strife and electoral defeats. The Corbyn years were characterized by a bold, left-wing agenda that, while energizing a segment of the base, alienated many traditional Labour voters. Starmer's mission was clear: to unify the party and make it a viable contender for government, once again, and towards a brighter, more electable future. His vision was one of pragmatism and inclusivity, aiming to appeal to a broader spectrum of the electorate. Starmer's leadership was seen as a return to the center-left, a move designed to win back the trust of those who had drifted away from Labour in recent years. The media scrutiny was intense. Every policy proposal, every public appearance, and every statement was dissected and analyzed. The press was eager to see if Starmer could live up to his promises and whether he could truly transform the party's fortunes. Every move, every word, every gesture was analyzed for clues about the kind of leader Starmer would be. Would he be a strong, decisive leader? Or would he falter under the immense pressure? The public and the media watched closely, eager to see how he would navigate the complex landscape of British politics. And then came the hand-holding. In a world where political leaders are often seen as distant and unapproachable, this simple act stood out. Images of Starmer walking hand-in-hand with his wife, Lady Victoria, became a recurring motif. It was a gesture that humanized him, making him appear more relatable and down-to-earth. In a political climate where authenticity is highly valued, this small act carried significant weight. It was a subtle shift from the norm, a departure from the often reserved demeanor of British politicians. Traditionally, British political figures have maintained a certain level of formality and distance in their public interactions. Starmer's willingness to show affection publicly was a break from this tradition. Some saw it as a breath of fresh air, a sign of a modern leader comfortable with expressing affection. It was interpreted as a sign of confidence and emotional intelligence, qualities that many voters find appealing in a leader. Others, however, saw it as a calculated move, a carefully crafted image designed to appeal to a specific demographic. Critics argued that it was a strategic attempt to soften his image and make him more palatable to the electorate. Whatever the interpretation, one thing was clear. The hand-holding had sparked a conversation. It became a topic of discussion in political circles and among the general public, highlighting the power of seemingly small gestures in shaping public perception. It highlighted the curious way we, as a society, scrutinize the personal lives of our leaders, particularly when it comes to public displays of affection. In an age where image and perception are crucial, every action is magnified and analyzed. In a world saturated with carefully curated political personas, a simple act like holding hands had become surprisingly controversial. It raised questions about authenticity, strategy, and the evolving expectations of political leaders. As Starmer continues to navigate his leadership, the balance between personal authenticity and political strategy will remain a focal point of his tenure. The comparison was perhaps inevitable. In the world of public figures, where every gesture is scrutinized and every action dissected, it was only a matter of time before someone drew parallels between these two high-profile couples. The Telegraph, a right-leaning British newspaper, published an article drawing parallels between the Starmer's hand-holding and the very public displays of affection often exhibited by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The article delved into the nuances of these gestures, suggesting that there was more than meets the eye. The article, titled "The Starmers' Hand-Holding is Pure Harry and Meghan," argued that both couples were using PDA as a tool to project a specific image. It wasn't just about affection. It was about sending a message to the public, a carefully curated image meant to resonate with their respective audiences. For the Sussexes, it was about presenting a united front amidst intense media scrutiny and internal family tensions. Their hand-holding was a symbol of solidarity, a way to show the world that they were in this together, no matter the challenges they faced. It was a deliberate act of defiance against the relentless media glare and the pressures of royal life. For the Starmers, the article suggested, it was about crafting an image of a modern, relatable couple in touch with the electorate. In the realm of politics, where authenticity is often questioned, their public displays of affection were a way to humanize themselves, to connect with voters on a personal level. It was a strategic move to appear more approachable and genuine. The comparison, though seemingly superficial, revealed a deeper truth about the way we perceive public figures. It highlighted the performative nature of public life, where every action is calculated and every gesture is loaded with meaning. In a world where image is everything, even the smallest acts can have significant implications. We are fascinated by their personal lives, their relationships, and their expressions of intimacy. This fascination is not just about curiosity, it's about understanding the people behind the public personas. We want to see the real them, to catch glimpses of their true selves amidst the carefully constructed images. We analyze their every touch, their every glance, searching for clues about their true selves. We look for signs of authenticity, for moments that break through the facade. In doing so, we often project our own desires and expectations onto them, creating narratives that may or may not align with reality. But this fascination often comes with a double standard, particularly when it comes to gender and societal expectations. Women, in particular, are often judged more harshly for their public displays of affection. Their actions are scrutinized through a different lens, one that is often colored by traditional gender roles and expectations. This double standard reveals much about our society and the way we view public figures, highlighting the complexities and contradictions inherent in our fascination with their lives. The act of holding hands, seemingly innocuous in everyday life, takes on a different connotation when performed by public figures. In the realm of politics, where every gesture is scrutinized, a simple act of affection can carry significant weight. It becomes a symbol, a statement, and sometimes even a tool for political maneuvering. For politicians, particularly those in positions of power, PDA becomes a calculated risk. They must weigh the potential benefits against the possible backlash. A well-timed handhold can humanize a leader, making them appear more relatable and down to earth. It can soften their image, presenting them as loving partners and caring individuals. It can be seen as a sign of warmth and approachability, humanizing them in the eyes of the public. This is especially important in times of crisis or during election campaigns, where connecting with voters on a personal level can be crucial. A simple gesture of affection can convey stability, unity, and a sense of normalcy. However, it can also be perceived as unprofessional, a distraction from the serious business of governance. Critics may argue that such displays are inappropriate, detracting from the gravitas of their office. In a world where image is everything, the line between personal and professional can become blurred, leading to controversy and debate. This is particularly true for women in politics, who often face harsher scrutiny for their personal choices and are held to different standards than their male counterparts. Female politicians are frequently judged more severely for their behavior, with their actions being dissected and criticized in ways that their male colleagues might not experience. Meghan Markle, for instance, faced significant criticism for her PDA with Prince Harry. As a member of the British royal family, her every move was under the microscope, and her displays of affection were no exception. The scrutiny she faced was intense, with media outlets and commentators quick to pass judgment. Some commentators argued that her affectionate gestures were unbecoming of a royal, suggesting that they undermined the dignity and decorum expected of someone in her position. The criticism was often harsh and relentless, reflecting the rigid expectations placed on public figures, especially those in traditional institutions, while others saw them as a breath of fresh air, a challenge to the often stiff protocols of the monarchy. To these observers, Meghan and Harry's public displays of affection represented a modernizing influence, a break from the formality that has long characterized the royal family. Their actions were seen as a way to connect with a younger, more progressive audience. The contrasting reactions highlighted the double standards and implicit biases that often shape our perceptions of public figures. These biases can be based on gender, race, or the roles individuals occupy within society. The way we interpret their actions is influenced by our own preconceptions and societal norms, leading to a complex and often contradictory landscape of public opinion. The media plays a crucial role in shaping the narrative around public figures and their personal lives. The way a newspaper chooses to frame a story, the images they select, and the language they use can significantly influence public perception. In the case of the Starmers and the Sussexes, the media's focus on their hand-holding highlighted the way seemingly trivial acts can be imbued with political and social significance. By drawing comparisons between the two couples, the media encouraged a debate about the appropriateness of PDA for public figures. Some outlets praised the Starmers and the Sussexes for their willingness to show affection, while others criticized them for what they saw as a calculated attempt to manipulate public opinion. The debate, though often superficial, revealed the complex ways in which we, as a society, view intimacy, power, and the public sphere.